there's something I'd like to show you. And just before doing so, just to make you aware, probably you are, that body dysmorphia is actually real. And this is a spectrum of one's psychology. And some people may not be aware of this, that you probably find this yourself, well, this person apparently just seems to dislike themselves, discredit themselves too much, and perhaps they're not aware about this psychology, about there seems to be this need, this where they need to talk to somebody or get some help mentally. There's a part of them about their physical identity that they seem to dislike so much, which is the very makeup of their soul. Why do you discredit your natural beauty, the way you are and the way you're supposed to admire yourself? But that's just probably just one individual's perspective, like mine. So you probably will find that on this person's public domain, you are going to have different participants on this public domain that would either support this type of behavior or choice of you not accepting and changing your natural physical existence, and there will be some who do support and go along with it. But before I say anything more, this is not about to criticize or committing any mental damage of harm to this individual, this beautiful individual. This is just about sharing your own entitlement of perspective, freedom of your own conscience and what you think about when you share something public. You're not going to expect everybody to jump on the same bandwagon. So I'm not saying not too much from out, but just letting you watch it for your own. And stay on and just watch this.
Hi, so outfit check of today. I am rocking this beautiful dress from Miu Miu, and as you can see, it's so sexy. I'm about to head on the boat, and I decided to put this cute hat because there's nothing like regular over here. And of course, my beautiful purse from Monazani, and these beautiful shoes from a brand from Brazil. Honestly, I can't remember their name, but I'm going to tag them. How do I look? By the way, I'm wearing the bikini underneath, M Swim Official, just because I'm going on the boat. And yeah, see you later.
Hello, welcome to you and welcome to me. So I'm so excited to share something here. Something came across it. As you can see, this post in particular, this dark skin or brown dark shaded lady, which we will know she has this ancient existence about herself from Africa. So sadly, looking at the fact that she may have 2 or 3 ribs removed, although this is something that is been on trend for many years ago, where now you get the situation where many women are finding very hard to accept themselves even outside, never mind about inside. And it's just putting so much of worry onto the new generation. And what will it be like for people nowadays, especially for women now, who are gonna find it difficult for themselves to accept themselves. Sadly, this is not the case that we're living in now. If you look at the situation now where we are, this point now, you're gonna see now many new ideas will spring forth. Sad cases might come along, other than just the regular feeds we have seen about the changes of the eyes, the changes of the face, where there's now cosmetics, breast augmentation, gender change, and all the other stuff that gets now replicated in today's society. And even when you go to different countries and culture, like South Korea is an example, where you find that now there is this beauty ideal and body standard that has to be accepted and into their society. So it may not be the case for somebody who comes from a country where bigger women in certain proportions is more seen, considered normal and ideal. May not be that for certain places, and especially in Eastern Asian. This is the case even in the West. When you look at a certain way, you get more accepted. Perhaps even you can receive likes through your content on social media. So this is a sad reality we're living in now, and to see that this trend about the ribs is not something so unusual, but the sad thing is it becomes more implemented. And if you were like to say that you put a nice belt around her, I wouldn't say rope, I'm not going to be as vicious, you could have just even snapped her. And some of the comments I've seen under the section does not look likable, to be honest. So this is the reality, you know. Well, there's this phrase about my body, my choice, but to what extent, to what limit, until it kills you? Sadly, to see that there's beauty in the person that includes your natural biology, your anatomy, because if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't even have an existence on the earth to begin with. So that you are God's masterpiece. But then you get to be called a religious fanatic if you do, you know, say something quite positive. Now everything is muzzled in your mouth, you cannot say. So this is the case, this is a reality, but we just have to really look at things more with really good observation. And when we meet people time to time, they're passing us by, you don't have to necessarily comment on the good things that they wear. Sometimes it could be about the fact how the day seems to have gone by, or looking at it with optimism, and leave a good compliment, message, wisdom with the person, something that can go a long way for them. And I think, well, we're getting told today's society that you have to fit in, you have to say a certain way, you have to dress a certain way. It's all control, condition to make your soul to be lost for life. So this is all about I want to say, really. But do like, comment and share if you want to. I'd like to hear your viewpoint. Do you think I've gone too far? So do take care. You have a nice day and enjoy the day like me, by looking at the sunlight just behind me.